right. Yes. Cut to the Chase Podcast. This is your host, Mr. Chase Abel. I am Chase Abel, just in case you guys don't know. You don't know. I just told you. So how about that? Very excited for this podcast. Long time in the making. And I'm very happy about it. So this is a very, very interesting time. Beginning of the year. It's top of the year. First, I'd like to say Happy New Year to everybody. It is a new year. I'm not going to get into any New Year's resolutions type stuff because I think those are stupid. Look at me right off the gate. I'm already I'm already expressing my feelings. That's not what I want to do. I want to do a podcast that's about positive energy and positive vibes. And some of you are probably already saying, ugh. That's fine. There's going to be people here that's going to be like, oh, this is way too positive. I need more negativity in my life to balance the the arbitrary decision makings that my girlfriend makes when she makes decisions for me. Listen, this podcast is already going derailed, and I expected that. So, but again, this is Cut to the Chase Podcast. I'm Chase Abel. A lot of you guys are very familiar with my other podcast that I was on, the Ready Set Blow podcast. A lot of you guys are probably trickling from there. I probably have a lot of people just trickling from outer space, possibly, which I like. I'm still fascinated at the fact that there was proven that there's aliens and no one has talked about it, as if it's just normal now. And we'll get into that. Let me make a footnote. Let me write that down. Aliens, come back to that at some point. I've had a very interesting week, just getting over a cold. No, not COVID. I was tested. I was negative. So I don't want anyone to be like, oh, he's got COVID. I don't have COVID. I took a test. It was an at-home test. Now, I already could hear the fucking rumblings and, he took a home test. It wasn't like a PCB ETT test or AR 536519 test. It said COVID test. I took the test. It says negative. I'm negative. What do you want from me? Okay. I don't know. That's what do you want from me? I don't. It says negative. I'm going with the negative. I'm telling everyone that I'm negative. Okay. So, but I haven't been sick in a very, very long time, and I forgot how it felt. That's one thing that I forgot how being sick makes you feel yucky. I was in bed all week. I didn't eat. I dropped another 10 pounds. I didn't go to work. So I had a lot of time to kind of think, and I got a lot of rest, and I'm back at it. So I'm glad that I was able to be better for this episode. So I am healthy, guys. So thank you for paying attention. And I hope you guys are healthy and taking care of yourself, because we need everyone to make sure that they taking care of their health and watching themselves. So I'm not one of these big, huge, anti-vaxxer guys. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your body, okay? Even though a lot of women tell me what I should do with my body when I ask them on a date or anything like that. This is the thing. When a woman just automatically tells you what your body is without you asking her, you need to work on yourself. That's what one time there was a girl that I haven't seen in a long time. See how I corrected myself there? I'm getting better with my grammar. Before I would have just went on and kept on saying, I would have just not even said the past tense version of the English grammar. And we went to New York. There was a very, very expensive cafe that she took me to in Manhattan. Of course, which she's already up my alley. If a woman suggests a very, very special tarte place, we have a love connection. If you suggest a place where they sell $25 tartes or tarts or fucking chocolate banana creams, whatever, I'm in. Now, she didn't see me for a long time. I would say probably 10 years, maybe even 13 years. She literally looked at me and was like, wow. This is when I was a lot bigger back then. She goes, what did you do with yourself? And I said to her, I was like, from that moment on, I said, oh, I gotta fix myself right there. So I took it as constructive criticism. And then I didn't pay the bill and I left her at the table. So, but no, take care of you guys, please, guys. It's a crazy world out there now with all this COVID stuff. Exercise, eat healthy. You know, we want people to live. We want people to be focused and clear. So do that. And I got a great gift, Christmas gift. I got a Golden Girls cookbook. And with the recent passing of Betty White, I probably won't ever open that cookbook. It might go into some type of treasury or something, or maybe a lockbox at a bank. Now people know that I'm a huge Golden Girls fan, and rest in peace to Betty White. She died, I think she died yesterday actually. So I want to send a shout out to the last Golden Girls, Betty White. So, yeah. Some of you guys will hear my voice. Most of you guys will hear my voice because of this Cut to the Chase podcast with Chase Abel. I will have guests on, a lot of guests on. I have a lot of guests in the works. I'm very excited and looking forward to having those people on. It's going to be so interesting, so dope, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. Please, if you want. I'm not going to force you to. It would help.
I'm going to force them to.
Yes, we're going to have people in your inbox every day that if you don't share this podcast, we're going to have you're going to have my little stinking picture coming up on your inbox and saying, why didn't you share the podcast? Just a black face with nice white teeth. So yeah, you guys get the drift. So subscribe, rate, and share the podcast. I got my buddy here, Mr. Nicky Neighborhoods in the building, who is such a delight. And happy New Year.
A treat, if you will.
Yeah. This is I want to say Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, as is my wife, that you don't have COVID.
Your wife is happy that I don't have COVID?
Yes.
Okay. Now, does she know that I didn't have
COVID? She follows our podcast, like the making of this podcast, and our friendship like a Bravo TV show. Because there's always adventures. And this podcast, I feel like, has been an adventure.
Bravo commitment is a different level of commitment.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not. I think Bravo commitment is different from like UPN commitment.
Yeah. Oh. Is UPN still around?
That's my point.
Bravo commitment's another level. I'm here. We're doing the podcast audio. We're mixing in video elements. I'm helping with the editing and some of the distribution, but mainly just being a good co-host and someone that you'll hear on the podcast. And yeah, we're just having fun, dude.
Yeah.
Not a ton of structure, not a ton of like.
Yeah, I think people who
that takes a lot for me to say.
That takes a lot for you to say. I think
Nikki calendar invites.
Yeah, I get it. You and your invites are very interesting because I get really, really upset at myself that the fact that I don't do those things. And, the people who send out like Google or just people who know Excel spreadsheets and know how to send like, reminders and calendar stuff. And I don't do none of that.
Yeah, I noticed that, but that's okay.
The way you said that was
you do notice. That's the thing is like when someone has a conversation with you and then they send a calendar invite following up on the thing that we're going to lunch somewhere, we're going to
yeah,
it's not normal unless you are in a corporate setting.
Yeah, I feel like I like to live my life in the present and
I'm in the past and in the future.
Yeah, you have a past.
A past and the future.
Yeah, there's no middle.
That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I'm cutting to the chase in my own life, and I'm trying to like how I did that, and I'm trying to be more present as well. So I'm excited. But that's what I bring to I bring a little fact checking to the podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I could do a quick on the phone fact check, and I bring a little bit of structure, and I try to keep I try to keep the ship on course. But try is the operative word there.
Wow.
Yeah.
The way you just, gave yourself, wow, that was good. That was a great progress report. Like you just basically said, you just pretty.
This is the first episode. People are probably going to want to know how the fuck we got together, how we met, the whole story.
Nah, I don't think they care. I don't think they remotely give a fuck at all. I think you just I will share it if you want me to share it. I'll definitely tell the
just
story.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's quick. I'll just give you the quick footnote. I saw Nick at a show. He said hi. I said he looks Lebanese, and
off the bat you guessed Lebanese out of everything that you could have guessed.
Yes, I could tell by the way you wore your athleisure pants. Yeah. And the cologne.
Yeah.
The way
musk.
Yeah,
it's definitely a musk.
It was the scent. It was
like the only one that has cologne on at an open mic.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's wearing I think it was Dolce Gabbana light blue, possibly.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's more of like a day thing.
I think it was either like a diptyque, which is I
never even heard of that. That sounds
diptyque is one, and then maybe like a Dior Sauvage. I think that's what I wear to the open mic. You see
what I'm dealing with, guys? Already?
Off the bat. The level of bouginess
that we're gonna be
I do it to cover up for the fact that I used to wear throwback jerseys up until I got to college. I was that kid.
So you're, yeah. We're gonna get into. Well, I guess. Well, we might as well just call it fucking Nicky Neighborhoods podcast because he's got a lot to say. Jesus Christ, back.
They want to know how we met, and or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't give a fuck.
Well, I think
you already went over it. I had cologne on. I was Lebanese. You spotted me. You assessed me and said that's a
Would you like me
orange threat?
Would you like me to say it? I want to say it.
Okay, go for it.
That was the first time I met you, but then I think you saw me at a show.
I saw you open up for Godfrey at the Wilbur.
I wanted you to say that because I wanted it. I just wanted to do a little light flex.
Yeah, that was a good build-up. That was really good. So, Chase, more established comedian, rightfully so, deserved the spot, and opened up a big fucking show at the Wilbur for Godfrey, who is a killer. And anyone that knows him, we're not going to, we don't have to go too deep into it, but he's the real deal. He's the
really great comic, right?
Yeah, he's like he's like the Sean Kemp of the New York.
I like that.
Can play with Jordan.
Okay.
Can play with guys like Seinfeld and all those guys. Like came up with those guys in like in his own respect. Like holds himself at a high standard, but like never got the shine. He did get the shine, but like most mainstream people might not know who he is. And if you don't know who he is, you definitely need to go see him live. But either way, this is not a plug for him. I saw you. It's like, I know this guy. See him around the scene. Introduce myself. You probably smelled me before you saw me.
Well, okay.
You're like, am I in an Uber? What does it smell?
Yeah, yeah. If you smell bad, I would definitely be disappointed. You don't have.
You'll notice either way.
I would notice either way. Yeah, I think we was at the Wilbur, and then you saw me at the show, and then I think the following either week or something, I was at an open mic.
Yeah.
And then that's when we met, and we kind of became cool since then. Yeah. And we have very similar interests that we've grown to kind of find out about each other later on, which is refreshing because it's, You know what it is, man? I'll be honest with you. And I think hopefully maybe some of the listeners can possibly relate. It's hard to find as you get older people who kind of, new friends, right? Or new people
Sure.
in general that gravitate to the same things that you enjoy. Not even that, even kind of like think a little bit kind of similar,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying everyone has to think the same. There's no way everyone thinks the same. Everyone internalizes things differently, obviously, but it's refreshing sometimes when you find someone who's like, oh, he likes hip hop. He dresses cool.
We
He's
kind of float in the middle. Sorry to cut you off, but we kind of float in the middle.
yeah. Don't do that again. What do you mean by that?
Like, I've noticed not float in the middle on like what your opinions of things are, but like, you know how you see some guys and you're like, oh, okay, those are the punk rock, like tattoo, like kind of edgy guys. Like that's like, okay, that's the Middle Eastern crew. This is kind of like blue collar. Like, I feel like, at least for me, someone said this to me about the other day, and I was like, you don't really, you feel like you look like a bro, and then I kind of talk to you, and then you're in like a different, just seems a little,
Yeah.
and I think that's like a little off, is what he was trying to say. It's like, you're just a little offbeat of what I was expecting. And I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I take that as a sincere compliment.
Yeah, and then over obviously the course of throughout the time of doing comedy, seeing you on the scene, you just develop a cool kind of friendship, and I figured, when I said to myself, hey, I'm going to start my own podcast, because that was inevitable. It was going to happen at some point. A lot of people have been asking me I should start my own podcast, get into it. And once I decided to do it, I said, okay, who is someone who I feel like can mesh well with me, understand exactly like kind of who I am, and who will just have a good chemistry from time to time and have some good conversation. And no one else better than Mr. Nicky Neighborhoods.
That's me.
Yes. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go and kind of just tap into some things, and there won't be no structure. So I don't want no fucking DMs from people, saying, well, you at 36 minutes and 45 seconds, you were talking about the sky blue, and it was just a little too long, and it is like, hey, go fuck yourself.
You were talking about Davio's. It's not in the North End. It's in Needham. I know what you're talking about.
How was your New Year? How was your holidays, and what's going on with you, bro?
New Year was good. I went to this place called Barcelona in the South End. It's a chain, but it's like it's a chain that you don't anticipate. It's like classier. It's like a classy chain.
Of what? And
Restaurants. It's like a
Okay.
Spanish. It's like a Spanish kind of tapas restaurant.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah,
It's good. It's really good. So we went there with my wife and I went with another couple.
Oh, so you did the couple? Because now for people who don't know, you are married.
I'm married, yeah.
Slow down the enthusiasm. Sold. Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm married. It's great.
Much better.
I love my wife, but I find that no one out there listening to podcasts cares. So
Okay.
yes, I'm very happy.
Like,
Like, all right, yeah, okay, get the wife out of there.
it's always interesting to me when people, newlyweds, right? Because you essentially are newlyweds, right? You're still in the honeymoon phase,
Ish.
right? Ish. How was that? What's the couple going on with other married couple thing? What's that experience like? Because listen, for people who don't know, I'm single. You can probably tell by my grammar that I have no woman in my life to make sure I'm doing things or speaking correctly.
Sure.
So, single guy, always been single. Maybe later this year I might find a booski.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe through this podcast I might find.
We're in the midst of cuffing season, from what I heard. I actually don't know what that means, but that's what we're in the middle of.
Yeah. How's the couple? What's that experience?
The dynamic. Yeah. You have to. It has to be. It has to be a 2-to-2. Like, the guy can't like the other guy and not the wife, and the wife, vice versa. There can't be imbalance there. Because when you go out, and I mean like on a conversational level, you don't have to really know anything else past that when you go out with couples, because you don't like. The big thing with going out with couples is like, yes, you all have to be able to talk about the same stuff. If you drink, you all have to drink the same amount. Everything has to be aligned. It's really tough. If you talk to other couples separately and you ask them, which couples do you go out with on a regular basis? And they'll tell you, we go out with her friends, but like, I don't fucking like the husband, or I don't like the wife.
Right.
And that throws the whole thing off. Thank God this couple is just a really like, they order the same amount of food as us. They drink the same amount of wine as we do. They have like, they're not picky, but they also don't like, if it's a bad place, they'll be like, I don't want to go here. We don't want to go to that place. But they're also not like, those couples where it's like, we can only go to 5-star restaurants. We can only go to a fusion restaurant or whatever. So they hit a lot of those criterias.
I already have anxiety from what you just said. Like, I just, I've
been with my wife for 6 years. We've been married for 4 months.
Okay, so basically you've been with. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been with. So the anxiety. If anyone's gonna get married, you have to get to a point in your relationship. Like I was like 2 years into my relationship with my wife, where I was just like, what is going on here? Why are we fighting? You push through that. It's like running a mile for the first time in a couple of years. Once you push through that first like couple of minutes, it doesn't get a lot easier, but you start to realize like, oh, some of these things that I thought were really stressful aren't really stressful anymore. And you start to kind of like adapt to this person. You start to like really understand them, and it's good.
Well, I will say is this in regards to marriage with couples and things of that sort, before or during or even after, I think the one thing that's very important, in my opinion, to have any type of successful, I guess, relationship, to whatever level that it is, energy is very important, to me.
Sure.
Having that sharing, energy is like, when people talk about energy, I feel like, a lot of people they kind of gloss over it, and they don't really try to like dissect it. It's important to have someone who understands your energy, right?
Understands your energy and also holds you accountable. When I was saying the first 2 years were like, we fought a lot, that's because I was being held accountable for the first time by a woman in my life. Like in that way, in a way of a relationship,
right?
And that's why there was friction.
Separate from your mother,
separate from my mom,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But like more so, she held me more accountable than my mother.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just like a situation where I'm like, this doesn't feel natural, but it really was. Like when I look back at it now, like had I not had those 2 years of just like,
it's a good thing, right? When you find a good woman, right? And that's why I think a lot of men kind of don't understand, like single men, mm-hmm. right, who are afraid to get into relationships, right? Or even the idea of marriage or whatever, right? Mm. Like knowing the fact that like, if you could find that woman that understands, like who holds you accountable when you do shit, mm-hmm. and you're able to say, you're right, I fucked up, like, I think that's a good thing, The problem is like trying, who a lot of people don't hold people accountable, yeah. And or when they do try to hold you accountable, the other side takes it as such as
they take it as a threat,
yeah. Or hey, you're trying to change me, or you don't, it gets into that thing.
Oh, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of like, this is who I am. This is, yeah, I black out on a Thursday, every other Thursday. Yeah, that's who I am. It's like, no. That's unhealthy behavior. You're not an adult. Yeah. Grow up.
So
yeah. That's what a woman like, and that's what she did. And then, so now going into her friend group.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's kind of originally what you brought up. I feel like you got to understand the context of the relationship to understand like, okay, who can we go out with? I'm always in my head about everything, as you know, and I'm very much just like, I'm looking at so this week, so they choose Barcelona. In the back of my head, I go, great. it's a great place to go. Little music there. The service is good. They keep it quick. The food is fresh. The wine list is great. But my personality, I'm on the fucking website 4 hours before the dinner looking up the wine because it's such a big wine list. And I don't want to be stuck at the table because we have these other friends that we went out with a couple months back. This guy takes over 25 minutes to choose one bottle of wine. So these are little things that I'm like, okay, I'm going to take care of this ahead of time. I'm going to do them the courtesy of texting everyone the 4 wines that I think are going to be the best.
Not to show off.
To be like, hey, Chase, by the way, we're going out to dinner at this place. There's going to be a couple other people there. Let's both of us look like we know what we're talking about and choose these 4 things so that everyone off the menu. Now, you already went and did it ahead of time.
You know what I would have done, Nick? For me, the fact that you have to like already program your mind to deal with a certain level of like, I don't want to say anxiety about someone not being able to order on time.
Mm-hmm.
I would just not go.
Yeah.
Because
and I have friends that are like that. I have friends that are like that.
Because I'm at the point in my life right now, right, that I can't. How should I say this respectively? I can't
just say it.
I can't deal with stupid people who take their time with little things.
Yeah.
It's like, just order the wine. Because
Chase,
you know why? It's wine.
Let me ask you this. If we're on the road, we're going somewhere. So we're going to a show or something like that. And I say to you,
no,
hey,
you can't open for me.
Yeah, that's just a way for me to try and get stage time.
You can't
open. Hypothetical.
I've seen no.
No. Yeah, you did. That was rough. I killed the next 2 after that, though.
Yeah.
You did. You're like, yeah, I heard it all. Before.
So we're on a
trip. We're on a trip, right? You're checking in, do whatever. I say to you, Chase, there's a sub shop down the street I saw. I'll go grab us lunch. What do you want from the sub shop?
Different. Because you've already planned to have me not. You already taken the responsibility of like getting it for me. See, I already have backup sandwiches on deck ready to let people know if they want to buy me sandwiches.
Okay.
I have ready to go sandwiches ready in my head to tell you exactly what I want.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You would just say what?
Oh, classic chicken parm.
Okay, boom, off the bat. I would go either a steak and cheese or an Italian, whatever. When you get there, whatever looks.
I got my go-to sandwiches when people offer to buy me because it's easy, it's quick. I'm
done.
Like,
yeah. So that's the type of couple that I like to go out with, where they have taste and they know the place to go, or they know like they can show up and they're like, oh, okay, this is a nice place, blah blah blah. But they're not gonna be neurotic about what they're ordering or like get caught up on little things.
Okay.
That's generally the couples that we hang out with.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's gonna be a moment in time that I will have to step out of the single type of comfort that I've been able to kind of sustain. Luckily. Ooh. It's been let's say hasn't been all easy, let's just say that. But I'm wondering how I'm going to kind of, I'm just interested to see how I'm going to be able to react to it. And because, listen, I've been a single dude for a long time, and the fact of getting involved with another person on a relationship level, it's kind of scary to me because I'm very like impatient with things, and I don't want to kind of just be like, oh my God, well, she didn't text me back, so it's over. Like, or, I gotta, you know what I need? I need a practice woman relationship for the first one. Mm-hmm. I hate that sounds dumb. So the first relationship is like, I don't think it's going to be I don't think the first relationship I'm going to get myself back into the game with, the first woman, is going to be the one.
Just get a therapist.
I don't believe in paying for, I just don't do therapy, Ben.
But that's a good way because the first thing you need to do before.
Why would I need to get a therapist to tell me about that?
Here's the thing. If you're comfortable with yourself, but there are things about yourself. Everyone has a tragic flaw. Maybe one or two of them. Everyone has something where it's like, oh, if they just didn't have this thing, they would be
I get it. Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So that tragic flaw, if when you get in a relationship, mine was like I drank too much and I had really bad ADD. So I would always say I would do something, forget about it, and I had no structure, and I was just, I'll take out the garbage, forget about it, don't do it. And so those were my two tragic flaws. So my wife at the time was like, okay, I'm gonna just have to pick one of these things to work on. And accept it, and accept the other one, and like, this is what it is. And then embrace the rest of the shit. That's what you're just doing in a relationship, is identifying someone's like tragic flaw and being like, okay, we'll work on this.
Well,
but the rest of the stuff is so good.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's going to be her telling about my tragic flaws all the time. Like, it's going to be one of those situations.
Yeah, but so then you need to reduce the amount of tragic flaws you have.
Whose podcast is this? Watch your fucking tone.
30 minutes and 35 seconds.
You're getting a little overzealous for the first episode.
We're clipping it, and we're gonna have Chase. Chase will record the rest of this, and we'll be right back with these sponsors.
Jesus.
That's what it's about, man. Though it's like everyone thinks it's like a fucking happy. It is happy, but it's like everyone thinks it's happy all the time.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not, and it shouldn't be. And anyone that
yeah.
says that they're in that type of relationship, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
It's gonna be interesting this year. I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to this year, to be quite honest with you. I'm looking forward to just new kind of like experiences, trying different things. Who knows? Maybe I'll find a relationship. You know,
Are you seeking one?
That's a great question. I don't know. I'm not. I kind of felt like. This is the thing, not to get into it too much about the whole, we talked about it for a long time, but I don't really seek for like relationships. I kind of tend to believe, if something will happen that's good for you, it will happen organically and naturally. Right? But at the same time, if you don't put yourself out there in those regards, right? How do you get someone to be like, he is at least looking for somebody, right? We'll see. Right now, being with a comedian is a little different, I think, than being with someone who's a regular civilian, right? When I mean civilian, I mean like someone who just is like doesn't live like the comedic lifestyle.
9 to 5.
Yeah, the 9 to 5, like you know the whole thing, the structure. She knows exactly when you're gonna be home because and that is important when you are sharing a life with somebody. I just don't know if there's that many women out there that understand or are willing to, accept what comes with the things that is necessary to become a great comedian. And a lot of it is us being outside on the road. It's a night game. But hey, we'll see, right? We'll fucking see. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll just date a fucking dog, like, because at this point, because it's all good in the beginning. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's all good in the beginning. Oh, you're a comedian? That's great. Oh, you tell your little jokes? Oh, can I come to a show? Oh, that's great. Yeah, the guy I'm talking to, he's a comedian. He's so funny. And then it becomes later on, 2-3 weeks later, a month later, yeah, I don't really see him.
Yeah.
But when I see him, it's great.
Well, you need to find someone you need to find someone that works nights.
So what you're saying is I got to be gay.
How did that even?
I don't know. There was a part of me. Sometimes, because there was a part of me sometimes where I feel like only gay people come at night. There was like my grandmother said.
Complete opposite.
No. Little different. All right.
There's no way.
Can we do that fact check?
Your grandmother said that?
Yeah, I mean, because in Africa, where we're from, there was, that whole.
My one of my aunts said there's no need for a man to be over 6'3". She goes, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so put that with like only gay people that come out at night.
I'll fact check that, but I don't think that's right. But I do think you need someone.
It was the 60s.
You need someone that works. That you need and you need someone that's seen some shit.
This is what I would like. If she's out there, someone that's been through some shit. Exactly. I need someone who understands resiliency, right? I need someone who is compassionate, resilient, compassionate, ambitious, tough. Also loving. and you know, and also very not like minimalist. A woman that doesn't need a lot of things, you know, which is you know, can be a little tricky because women do need a lot of things, you know, but
well, you just listed what, like 4 or 5 things?
Yeah, starting 5.
Yeah, you're gonna take, of those 5 things, you're gonna nix 3 of those off.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for me.
Anyone that's looking to be in a relationship, I can just tell you right now, you get anything that you have in your head outside of like looks, because I think looks are important. I think you need to be physically attracted. Like the first thing I was physically attracted to my wife. The first thing that happened. Didn't hear her speak. Didn't see anything. I'm also Middle Eastern, so it was kind of, again, like a
Yalla.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was very like
Habibi, shukran habibi.
This woman looks like she knows how to roll grape leaves.
Wow.
Small hands.
Yeah. She did look your wife does look like the woman that played in Troy.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say she does look like a white woman that would adopt the Middle Eastern culture, like very heavy, like sincerely.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, like she's like she wants to, like she tells all her friends, like her white friends, like, hey, like I have a Middle Eastern person.
She's telling me about restaurants that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Do you? So what? So my New Year was great. What happened with your New Year's? You were telling me earlier that you had kind of an eventful, or just.
Okay.
I feel like every New Year's is a big build up, and then.
Well,
it's
for the New Year's, technically, for the, you know, I wasn't feeling well. I actually, you know, kind of. I wasn't feeling well, but I was feeling better.
Yeah.
So I did test negative. So whatever, and I went to a show. You know, I went to a comedy show because that's what I like to do. Mm-hmm. You know,
you're a comedian.
I got to be surrounded by it. I have to be immersed in it. Which one is it? Immersed in it. I have to be around it. I got to just kind of be around it. So, whatever. Show was. Ugh.
Set the tone. How do you know when a show is that?
As soon as a comedian first says a first joke and they bomb with their stupid, you know, their
look,
they're just their
sound.
Yeah, they're extra. Hello, how's it get? Any comedian comes out extra like, hey, how's it going over there? Like, hey, you overcompensating, lack of talent, fucking stink. You get out of here, you fucking. I give them time.
You get a minute. You get 30 to 45 seconds is probably the thing where a comic looks at another comic and goes, "Yep, it's gonna be that night."
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights. And this particular night, I went to a show, man, and there was 2 shows. There was a 7:00 show, 9:30 show. So I didn't go to the 7:00 show. I went to the 9:30 show. However, I heard the 7:00 show. One of the comedians on the show had a fight with one of the audience members. That's always a thing waiting to happen on New Year's, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Especially in like Boston, New York.
Yeah.
I just
already hammered. 7:00, 5:00. These people are just coming, just hammered, right? And you know, and they asked me if I wanted a spot. I said, nah, I'm good, you know, because I can't. There are times where I just don't feel like doing it, you know, and I just want to enjoy the show, right? And but luckily I went to another show a couple days later, and this is why I want to call back the energy thing. You know, if you are a comedian that's running a show, stop acting like you are fucking miserable. Because, and I'm saying this with the most honest respect. Okay, I get we all have our own like way of handling things and how we are as people and things like that. But if you are running a show and if your energy is kind of like showing me you don't want to be there, then it's not going to make me feel like I want to be there too. Now, for some other people, for most people probably, they're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just going to do my jokes and I'm going to do my job and I'm going to get off. Yeah, fuckhead. I know that too. Right? But what I'm saying is, good energy spreads good energy.
Mm-hmm. The crowd, and everything rolls. That one joke that's like, like that's a 5 out of 10. Like I got a couple laughs. It carries because people are laughing at each other, laughing at you.
Yeah. So I'm at this point in my life, man. If you're like not like, if I don't read that if your energy's off with me, I'm like tapped out. I'm not gonna
go quiet too.
I go quiet. I'm like, yo, like I need to remove myself as soon as possible. I might even not. I just have to get away, because then I get in my own head. I'm like, I try to be as positive as I can, but I don't spread your fucking your miserable, your thing. Just stop passing that around.
You chose to be here.
You chose to be here. Like, you know what I mean?
It's so deliberate too. Comedy's such a deliberate thing where it's like, you brought a mic and a fucking speaker.
Right.
You didn't you just stumble into this thing. Like, you set this up.
Yeah. And there's people, hey, listen, I'm not gonna 100% blame the people. Maybe there's things that's going on in their life. I get it. Maybe it's not even addressed to me personally. I get that too. But what I'm saying is, let's stop walking around like we're fake miserable. You're not fucking. The people who walk around like they're fake miserable is like the most oldest cliche, hack, fucking whack shit I could ever fucking observe from somebody. Yeah. And I'm done with that. All right, you want to be miserable? Go fucking be miserable, but go over there.
That's like young energy too. That's like young.
That too.
Like
there's a lot of older people too that's on that dumb shit too, man. It's not just like so. And hey, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I have the answers for you. You're gonna have to figure it out. What I'm saying is, listen, not everyone has to share the same fucking feelings that you're exhibiting, right?
Was the crowd like in that too?
Nah, they weren't in it either.
Yeah. Anybody who's not a comedian or not in comedy or doesn't follow comedy that's listening to it's like you can feel it coming in. You can feel that fucking energy right off the bat. It starts with the host. The host is feeling the crowd out first. I feel like the host comes out, they're setting the tone, but they're also kind of like, am I getting anything back? What's the feedback? Like, like what's
I'm just amazed
on?
that there's hosts that like do comedy that they just fucking keep saying the same jokes and with the same cadence, and they're not getting nothing. And you still are hosting. You know what? How about this? You're not a host.
Yeah.
Stop hosting.
Don't.
How about that? It's okay for you not to host.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because you don't know how to host. Yeah. And a host is not someone who just goes up and just goes right into their jokes. A host's job is to, one, get people get looking at the stage. That's number one. Number two, to fucking like get people up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
set the tone. Direct the energy, direct the focus.
Yeah.
That's yeah, man.
I just said to myself this year, bro, like, not even this year. I've said this. I felt like I've shared this sentiment for a long time, but it's really elevated now where I know exactly, what type of things to pay attention to energy wise, and how to remove myself from those things if it's not productive and if it's not going in a positive direction.
Yeah.
Period. And I'm unapologetic about it. Period.
Yeah.
And if you want to say something to me about it, let's talk. But if you want to say something funny and try to like be snarky and be stupid and act like you don't know what I'm talking about, then we're going to have another type of conversation that you're not going to come back from. Yeah. And that's just where I'm at. And there it is. Run, tell that.
Cut to the chase is literal. You will get cut.
Oh yeah, I'm a ninja. I cut people out like it's nothing. Yeah. Like, if you're like, if you're on some fuckery dumb shit, like if you're on trying to.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. It's all subtle. It's all subtle now. I don't experience anything like someone coming up to you. Like I was at a mic a couple months back, and like there's this guy there. I forget his name, but like I know you. And for people listening, I'm still in the open mic circuit. This is the lowest rung of the comedy totem pole. I know that. The people that are at the open mics. Now you have more established people like Chase that come to the open mics And speaking of energy, they lift up the energy of the open mic. So people are like, oh shit, okay, Chase is here, XYZ is here. Great. We're going to have it's going to be a good mic.
Yeah, I like to.
That's generally what I think or what I've seen.
Yeah.
It's just like this motherfucker was looking at me and like it's where you try things out. This
Yeah.
is where you
Practice.
This is the YMCA
It's
where
the
you
gym.
launch a half court shot and you're like, fuck it, who cares?
It's
Let's
a gym.
why.
Yeah, it's a gym.
This motherfucker looks at me and like as I'm on stage, I make eye contact with him. It wasn't a good joke. I don't even remember what the joke was. That's how bad it was.
Sure.
And he just gives me a ugh directly in my eyes. And I called him out and I'm like, oh, okay, he's okay. So that one does go over. On to the next one.
Yeah.
This motherfucker gets right back up on stage, probably 2 after me, just nosedives. The whole crowd, the whole energy of the place was just like, ugh. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta leave. Like, I'm not even gonna stay and watch the rest of the.
Yeah.
It just breathes through everything.
Yeah.
That story didn't go anywhere, but basically,
No,
it's just one of those things where it's like
Yeah.
you just fucking feel it.
You feel it.
Why? It doesn't even have to be in comedy. It's like
Yeah. It you know, it spreads, man.
it's subtlety too that gets me.
It's the subtlety, as if like you don't know what I'm saying. Like
You got booked on a couple shows, not you, but say this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
You're in the same mics that I am.
Yeah.
We're doing the same fucking shitty jokes. We might have one good one.
Yeah.
And if we're smart enough, we'll make something out of that and evolve off that.
And go
but
from
it's just
there.
like,
Yeah.
give me a fucking break.
Yeah. Let's save the. Let's
The Hollywood.
let's save that whole thing. I just question people's motives. I question people's motives, why they do this. Like I question a lot of people's motives in anything that they do.
Yeah.
If I don't see, I'm not saying I'm like the end all be all anything. What I'm saying is, it's just hard for me to believe that you love this thing if you walk around like you fucking don't even love yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, and that's not for me to fucking say. I mean, that's your thing, right? I'm not, but it's just hard for me to believe that. It's hard for me to believe that someone is passionate about something that's so hard but doesn't exemplify it at any time.
Yeah.
At any
you should
time.
be saying I get to do this shit, not I have to do this shit. Like,
Yeah.
you get to do this. You get to go up and you get to have these shows and you get to like,
Yeah.
You get to decide what the fuck you want to happen for yourself.
And I think attitude is something, the only thing you can control really in this business, especially in the beginning, is your attitude. That's the only thing, and let me finish. The only thing that you can do is control what you can control. And the attitude portion of anything that you do is something that you can't control. You can control your attitude and your behavior towards things. You can't control the outcome, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't even know what opportunities are going to come. You can't control that. But you can't control how you treat people. You can't control how you internalize information. You can control how you behave towards other people when they do something bad to you, or if they're not doing anything, whatever it is. Your attitude is something, your mind is something I just feel like people need to get back to being more focused on themselves and how to just get out of this funk thing, whatever it is that it is. Because it's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. And I'm just like, is it just me that have I been like this and just been living like this? Like, have I been okay? Like, and everyone's been like, kind of like not okay? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. When you reach a certain point in your life, like you're describing, where you're like, you know who you are. For the most part, I feel like.
Yeah, for the most part.
You kind of know at least what you're doing. Maybe not why you do certain things, but at least what you do, you kind of already know that about you. I feel like you can have a little bit more awareness. Yeah,
and a lot of it, and I know a lot of it stems from a lot of things I've gone through, and a lot of things that I had to get myself out of. The resiliency of just like through things. And listen, my story is not like a traditional like regular story that people can just understand. Like, I have a lot of shit in my fucking in my closet, as they say, that's like people would be like, wow, you went through that, you did that, it's like, yeah. So a lot of my experiences have shaped me who I am. And again, I'm not trying to be one of these like preachy type of virtual signaling type of people, but it does. It's not. It doesn't take any effort to be positive. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't take. I mean, it doesn't. It's not that hard to. But I guess it is, right? I guess it is.
disagree.
I guess it is.
I think it
I'm
takes a
starting
lot
now,
of effort
I
to
think.
be positive.
Yeah, I think now I'm starting to realize that I guess it does take a lot of effort to be positive. Yeah. It just wasn't for me. Maybe it wasn't hard for me. Like, but I gotta be sensitive to that too as well. I can't, towards people and how they are.
Yeah.
So I'm learning as well. I'm not, but I'm just saying the world. Forget about the world. We live in America, so I can say like here in America, things would go a little bit more smoother if we were just, trying to act less miserable than we really are. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's some people that are like acting like as if like they going through some shit, and it's like, nah, I don't know, man.
Fake trauma.
Yeah, like that little. Yeah, my boyfriend like didn't text me today, or my girlfriend is, fucking my like brother or something. Okay, maybe that's something a reason to be mad. My bad.
That one sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Yeah, that's a bad one. I didn't mean to, look at me. Yeah, suck it up, okay?
Yeah. Fake trauma, man. Yeah, that is
the
what
worst.
I said earlier when I was saying like a lot of young people are negative. I meant more like they kind of young people like love to magnify kind of small inconveniences. Not all of them, but like when these types of people that you're talking about.
Yeah, young people.
Small. They like to say like, oh, he attacked me.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless someone physically puts their hands on you, it's not an attack.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes and no. I mean, verbal abuse is something that's a thing.
Abuse, yes.
Yeah. Again, it all depends on how you internalize it, right?
Sure.
How you let it affect you, right? I just, like I said, the reason why I named this podcast "Cut to the Chase Podcast" it's just like, it's just like we're just gonna like get straight to the thing that we need to, I guess, understand so we can fix issues, right? Let's just get straight to it. Let's not sugarcoat things, because if you sugarcoat things, that's where things get misconstrued. And I think the way I learned and how I built myself up was like I had to stop taking pity for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped playing victim. I looked at myself as a whole and I said, what are my flaws and what are my positive attributes? And let me just tell you, and you're probably going to be surprised by this, I have a lot of flaws.
Shocker.
So
shocked. My hair is blown back right now.
But as far as this year, man, what do you got looking for? What are you looking forward to this year? I want to say resolution, but what are you looking forward to this year?
I need to mirror older people more, the people that live to be 90. Like, I'm always curious, like, what do they do? How the fuck do you get to be 90 years old? I
was just thinking about this just the other day. I feel like the people's we lost the like missing older people, like, looking forward to, like, you know what I mean, like older people is like
we don't value them.
We don't value them as much as we used to anymore, and it's sad. It's sad. And I see it now with the kids too, especially like in music now too and shit. Like, they're like, well, why do I need to listen to like Marvin Gaye or Al Green or Luther Vandross and Smokey Robinson? And I'm like, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you get to?
Like, what? Like, what do you?
You get to listen to Nas. You get to listen to all of these. And by the way, that's who, like, where do you think half these samples came from? It's like, this is like the building block of the foundation. So like, for me, I will throw Eric Clapton in there because he's a white person. I just don't want no one out there to say, why did he name 5 black just out Hootie and the Blowfish? Like, I mean, we'll throw REM. I'll throw REM in there. You want me to do that? It's a privilege. B-52s. Let's throw them in there too. Don't get me started. I know my whites. Mambo number no. I know my music whites. I wanted more things that those people did. So like my grandfather, like, just consistency with the things that I'm doing. And there should be a small amount of things that I like. My goal is to just walk, drink a lot of water, do movements, push-ups, like
Basic
simple,
stuff.
basics.
Simples.
Not go to the gym, not do all this other, just like basic stuff that are going to be more consistent than high spikes and low lows, like so consistency through that. And I want to get booked on a show by the end of the year. I want to get booked on a show.
That's a good goal. That's a good, really, really good, reasonable goal.
Yeah,
for sure.
Get booked on a show.
What do you mean? When you say show, you mean like a showcase show or like a
it doesn't have to be a showcase show, comedy show where you pay money to see me perform comedy. I don't get I might not get paid for it, like nothing about money or anything like that, but like a proper show where you go and people are there to see comedy versus an open mic, which is like kind of a free for all. Yeah.
It's those are great goals, and
Simply.
Very simple goals, and you'll get there. The journey is like awesome.
Yeah.
And once you do get it, it's like, I can do this thing. And then that fuels you to get more. I remember when I first started, man, the first fucking 4 or 5 years I was doing open mics, man. I'm not going to, I will say this. There were times that I was given good opportunities to be on shows that I wasn't prepared for. I was either lucky or just was in the right time, or whatever the reason was, I was given those opportunities a little prematurely, and I certainly wasn't ready for them. And it set me back because, it made me think like, okay, the process of being a stand-up comedian and writing jokes, and it's very hard. The consistency is important. That's what helps you. That's what fuels you. That's the gasoline. Consistency is the gasoline of stand-up comedy. Without it, it's very hard.
Yeah, and it goes along with the first goal, which was like the habits.
The habits, yes.
Just go, record, listen, do better on the next one. Go, record, listen, do better on the next one. Simple.
Right. That's what my mom used to say when I didn't clean my room.
Go.
Yes.
Record.
Go. No, she said go and leave. That's what she was saying.
She want you to finish.
There was no record. She's just go.
She's
just like, you're not doing this right. You just go.
I could just see like 7-year-old Chase be like, where? Where do you want me to go?
Oh, I had my spots, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9 years old, you have your hidden spots.
Yep.
Yeah. It was Shauna and it was Shauna's house.
Yeah.
It was a white girl on the 3rd floor. And
would you say you were into white women from an early age? Sounds like it.
The very first, kindergarten, Kim, she had red hair. I kissed her under the desk. Yeah. 1986.
Yep.
Lynn Elementary. Yeah. This is
before the Power Rangers. Kim was the Pink Ranger.
She was the pink one.
Yeah,
that was before. Yeah, she was the original one. Yeah.
What's your New Year's? What are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to having this podcast grow. That's my goal.
That's a fun goal.
Yep. I want to actually I want to do an hour. I want to create my hour, the act. That's my goal. Putting it together. And we'll see we'll see how that's gonna happen with COVID. It's not that many shows I can do consistently, but I want to focus on writing more. Really focus and really hone down and really write, because everyone has their I guess their thing that they do, right? They have their own writing process, and so I want to hone in and get that down. Obviously just try to just stay positive and see where things can take me. I don't know. I like not knowing where I'm going. I like not knowing where I'm going, if that makes sense. And as a stand-up comedian, I've grown to adapt this theology. not no not li- it's weird. Like Jerry Seinfeld said it. I got it from his quote. He goes, in a weird way, if in order to be a good comedian, you have to like not knowing where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I'm pushing this thing up a rock a little further, a little. I'm pushing the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and and so far I've been doing okay. And all I know is that this is all I know.
Yep.
This is the thing about comedy. You just do what you think is
The
right thing. And I'm looking forward to this podcast. I'm looking forward to growing it. I'm looking forward to the guests I'm going to have on the podcast. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to seeing your growth as a stand-up comedian, seeing where you go with that. There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to, trying to rekindle certain family relationships
Ooh.
too. That's a big thing. So this is a big year, I think, of forgiveness for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a very forgiving person.
Mm-hmm.
I that's one thing about myself that I'm not good at forgiving.
Every one of my friends that I know are family members that are super quiet are like that, because it's all. They keep it all up. They keep it all up there, and they're not keeping score. But you're like, mm-hmm. You kind of are. You're like, all right,
yeah,
this person burned me, or that this situation or whatever.
I'm petty.
Petty a little bit. Yep.
I'm petty.
You need to,
Yeah, I'm petty. Like, I have all those things. I'm petty. I think the reason why certain things haven't, let's say, accelerated in certain things in my life is probably there's a connection to like not letting things go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to see how I'm gonna kind of work through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and have like I'm not trying to be like a sob story here.
No, but it's real.
It's real
that
shit.
stuff is like, we'll have fun. We'll do whatever. We'll talk about whatever. But like the purpose is to, as you said to me, the way that you said, like, I want you to be part of this podcast is because it's a comedy podcast, but it's also like there are other people out there like us that are trying to figure things out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was one of them.
And they're not experts.
Yeah. And we're not experts, right? We're humans with feelings, and we go through certain experiences. A lot of experiences people go through. There's other people that go through it too, and I hopefully I will talk about things, and we will talk about real shit, and I just want to help people, man. And if I can help them through laughter, through listen to my stupid ass every week, whatever, let's do it. What I do know is that tomorrow's not promised. That's 100% I could tell you that tomorrow is not promised, and we do have an expiration date. That is 100%. Fucking our time on this earth our time on this earth in terms of being here will end. That's 100%. What do we do in the interim to make sure that once we get to that day, we are content with ourselves and we are okay on leaving this earth by knowing the fact that we did everything that we could and lived the best life that we could with the people that we wanted to. Mm-hmm. So
there you go.
It's a journey. And man, what? I think we're good, right?
We got an hour.
Whew. Wow. That was
We got an hour. See, Chase will be like, and I've heard from other people that are like, I like the long form. They're like, I like an hour 45, whatever. That's kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I had a crazy idea when we first were talking about podcasts. Where I'm like, I just want to do like a half an hour podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I can see why. I mean, that's
like a news, like a quick
thing.
This will be much longer than that. This will be an hour. I think you said your sweet spot is like an hour and a half.
Hour 15 is good. Hour and a half is good.
Yeah.
So
if you're driving,
if
you're
working
at work, working out, you just need something to listen to.
If you're in a hotel bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well,
call
for help. I would say first.
I want to tell you actually an experience that I had at a hotel, which I was not too happy about, Nick.
Can you name the hotel?
Let's say the W starts with whale.
The word The hotel starts with the word whale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the theater. No.
So let me tell you. I work in the hospitality business. I'm not going to mention where I work.
Neither of us are going to mention day jobs on this podcast.
Ever. But, well, I will say this. I work at a hospitality group. I know service. Okay? I got a hotel room. I had a visitor, friend of mine who was visiting from Texas and needed a hotel. So I got a hotel for them. Okay? At this place that starts with whale.
Yeah. We can edit that up, but that's fine.
I pulled up to the front. Okay? Now, normally, I've stayed in a lot of hotels in my lifetime. Normally, what the bellman does or the valet does, they come and they ask you, would you like to valet with us or would you like to self-park? They give you those options, right? I said, I'm not quite sure yet. Can I just check in first and then I'm going to figure out the car situation. Because it's pretty expensive to have your car spent overnight. Yeah. So I want to think about it, right? And I know I'm good with checking in. I'm pre-checked in. It doesn't take long. 5 minutes tops. Valet guy comes up to me first, and this is already getting me boiled up. I'm so upset. The valet comes up to me, has his mask on as he should, right? He's kind of mumbling. He goes, "So would you like to valet?" I was like, I don't know yet. I just want to check in, He's like, "Okay, no problem." He goes, "Do you have the keys?" I was like, "Unfortunately, I don't have the keys because this particular car is a zip car, and I don't have the key for this car. It's automatic through the phone. It's the push to start car.
Oh shit!
But it's the zip. It's all electronic, right? They didn't provide the key."
That's nerve-wracking, but okay, yeah.
Okay, so the guy goes, "Oh well, then that means the car can't stay here." I was like, "Well, what do you mean? It just."
Guy, I'm checking into the fucking hotel. I'm a guest.
So, and then I repeated it. Then he says, "Oh, okay, I heard you the first time." That's what he said to me. I could have put him in a fucking chokehold right there and said night night. But I said, no, we're going to let that go. And then what he decides to do, he goes tells the bellman, the official guy with the hat, the fur hat, because he's like the valet guy.
Fur hat.
Yeah. He goes tell fur hat guy, right? He comes over, he's trying to flex. He goes, now he's asking the same questions that the valet guy's asking. He's like, "Well, are you valeting?" I was like, "Sir, I do not know yet." Meanwhile, I'm taking bags out of the trunk. Never offered to help me with my bags. I'm like, "Listen, man, I just got here and you guys are worried about my fucking car."
Was it busy?
Nothing. I'm the only one.
It isn't a busy area of town. This hotel, I know the area very well.
Yeah.
It isn't a busy area, but and you said to them, "You're a guest at the hotel."
Yes, I'm a guest of the hotel. So now the bellman fur guy, fur hat goes. Now he's saying, I don't make the rules, man. You can't leave the car here. He's like, so now he's saying, oh, so what you're saying is you're gonna go check in, and then you're gonna come right back, right? I was like, yeah, I said that fucking 5 times. So why are you guys giving me so much stress about this goddamn car? You haven't even asked me to help me with my bags yet.
Yeah.
Right? So he doesn't even open the door for me. He doesn't even help me with my bags, right? I go check in. I instantly tell the front desk person that they did not, they did this, right? Upgrade to the suite, baby.
See, you played it. You saved it to the end. I really respect that. I respect that.
Yeah. I'm not one of these guys that will ever try to swindle into getting extra stuff at hotels unless it's deserved or if it's whatever. But what happened to common just customer service? What happened? These people act like they own the what is going on here? You're already busting my chops. You haven't even said, "Hey, how's it going?" Nothing. By the way, it's supposed to be a 5-star, 4.5, 4-star, 5-star hotel.
Yeah, it's not a shabby place, and it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Yeah,
I spent fucking over $200 a night on this in a hotel.
Yeah.
So that was really made me upset. Now, luckily, the front desk guy, upgraded my room because of what I explained to him. But, I made sure to write an email to the hotel manager of what happened, because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you live by this particular code, I feel like you're gonna fucking be decently fine in life. Always treat people good, because you never know who is who.
You always have to. You always have to lead with, I am not the smartest person in the room. I'm confused. That's always what I always lead in with, was like, oh, so I can't. So you're telling me the hotel policy is that I can't leave as a guest of the hotel. I can't check into the hotel before I park. That's a policy that's written down in your. And right off the bat, at confusion, and then you go in. I don't know what the policy is here, but I was just kind of accosted, and you just act like a fucking bewildered, but all the whole time you're like a fucking snake. Exactly. Kind of. I've done that so many times where it's like, hey man, I'm just checking in.
Apparently, just checking in. I just got here,
so I can't check in. Is what you're telling me?
So you tell me
you don't accept guests at the hotel with a car before checking in. You don't allow guests to check in. Is what you're telling me. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just asking.
Yeah. So basically, you're mad that because I'm not confirming to have my car with you guys, so you guys can make money. So now, because I decided possibly to explore the option of doing self-park somewhere else, now it's a problem. I need to move my car.
I do have to say, though, I am thrown by the fact that the fucking Zipcar does not give you a key. I get why they don't do it. I guess
most cars do. Some cars do, but some of the newer cars, because it's like
that would freak me out.
They're going more electrical.
Batman shit,
Well, because I think people are losing the keys and stuff, so they're going with cars more.
Yeah.
They're going the more Elon route, right? But it has nothing to do with Zipcar. It really has to do with just reading the room. Oh, okay. He's not sure yet. No problem, sir. Do you need help with your bags? No, I'm okay. I got it. Okay, I'll keep it here for about 5-10 minutes. Not a problem. You go ahead and decide, and we'll be here to help you.
Yeah.
What's so hard about saying that?
Yeah.
Instead of acting like I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
We can edit. We have post.
I want to say it, but I'm not gonna say it on the first episode.
Because if it's a level like if I slip and I don't edit it, we don't want to.
Okay.
That's the big thing about Chase and I is that we'll say what we want, but we're not here to
ruffle any feathers.
We're not here to get ourselves in a situation that we then have to get ourselves out of. That's not us. A lot of comedians love putting themselves in that situation.
Yeah.
That's not our.
Yeah, it's
shit.
just not my shit.
So you checked in, you got the free upgrade.
Yeah.
The situation was rectified.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. It just
stuck with you.
It stuck with me, and it just that's it goes back to what I was saying about energy, man. If you're providing, stop giving, if you're meeting someone for the first time, stop acting like a dickhead.
Yeah.
At face value, at face surface, if anything, just act like you care.
Yeah.
Because I may not ever see you again, but you know what I will remember? That you were a dickhead to me.
Yeah.
But you know what I would remember if you do treat me nice? That you're a good person.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have?
Do you go into those situations guns blazing, or do you kind of put the guns down and be like, hey, I get you have a situation here where you have to validate and you have to do all this. I just need to go in. I'm not going to leave the car here. I'm just letting you know I'm not trying to leave the car here and park for free. Does it get to that, or is it kind of just like...
I let them get to that. Yeah. I want them to... I always give the benefit of doubt that they're going to think they're going to stop themselves before they get to that point and realize, I am making a mistake. Let me settle. I always give that opportunity because I'm already ahead. First of all, I'm a comic. I'm already fucking ahead of you anyways, right?
Yeah.
2, I want them to be like, oh shit, maybe I am getting ahead of myself here. Let me step back and let me, Mm-hmm. I give people at least an opportunity for them to realize the mistake that they're making, so they can correct it. You have to. I don't like to unless it's like a situation where you have to go gun blazing, which is usually, in my experience, I haven't experienced a lot of that recently, but there are times where it's like I have to go in like, hey, okay, relax, like let's,
Yeah.
because you're the best thing that I say to people if they want to take it there with me, this is what I say to them. I was like, I think what's best for both of us is that you think twice before you say something that you can't come back from.
Yeah. I think what's best for both of us. You're already setting the table for the other person.
Yeah.
Sit down. I think what's best for both of us is that you think about what you're about to say before it's something that you can't come back from.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's how I leave it.
And by the way, I'm going to South Park.
And I'm going to South Park.
Yeah. Dude,
and you better be a water.
Yeah.
in my car.
Not Dasani. If it's Dasani water, I'm throwing it out the fucking window. Too much salt.
That's next episode.
Nikki fact checks. I'll get back to you on that.
It started stuff with
the hotel was nice though.
Yeah, hotel was nice. Yeah. There wasn't that many people, obviously, which is great. It was good. You know, sometimes it's good to stay in a hotel sometimes, right?
Yes, it is.
Just to get out. Even it's just good to stay in a hotel. You know our love for hotels.
Oh yeah.
We have we'll get into later. People will start to understand how our travel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have family history in hospitality. My grandfather, my dad, growing up in the kind of restaurant and hotel business. So it's something. Yeah. That's why I ask. I'm always, from the moment you touch down to you get in and check. There's a whole thing. Yeah. And I'm like, in the Terminator where you see like his eyes and he's scanning. When I walk into a hotel, we'll get into that. We'll get into travel stories for sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of them. I'm sure because we travel. We do travel. I travel a lot. You travel too.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular podcast is going to be a audio and sometimes video journal of our fucking life.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. Audio for, I think we'll call them solo episodes, you and I.
Yeah, we'll do solos.
Solo episodes will be that. And then you have some, and hopefully I can contribute to it, but we have some really interesting guests that we're going to come on. And
we do. You do.
We can use the video platform for that. But if you are interested in following, we'll have most likely an Instagram handle. I'll let Chase plug all of his stuff. But generally speaking, from a production standpoint, what we're going to do is you can get audio, Apple, iTunes, whatever that is. Spotify is where I listen to podcasts on. It's pretty cool. And then any other kind of major podcast
platforms. Yeah, all the
blast it out.
Yeah, all the podcast platforms, and I'll create a page for it, and all that jazz. But mainly, guys, I'm just really happy that I at least started this podcast. I got it off the ground, thanks to Mr. Nicky with his assistance. And I'm looking forward to doing it consistently. I'm looking forward to having you guys listen consistently. I'm looking forward to send me messages too. I would love to, anything that you think that would, you want to talk about. Me and Nicky will go over it, and we'll put our 2 cents on to anything that you want me to talk about, and we'll add our stupid 2 cents.
That's what it is.
You could follow me always. I think the great place to be is on Instagram. I like to kind of keep everything in one place. At Chase Abel, ABEL. So you can find me there. I have a website too, www.chaseabel.com. That links to all my social media platforms and all my shows. And also I'll link up, when we get things going, I'm going to link up the podcast link there too. So you guys can go straight there and get that. So yeah, I appreciate everything. Nikki's got some stuff too.
Yep.
Come on, Nikki.
At Pain in My Side. Follow me on Instagram and just go to my link tree on my profile. It has Nikki Neighborhoods, We're Friends Out Podcast, which is my solo podcast, which we are coming back. We're actually going to be releasing episodes the end of this month. You can get that audio and video. And yeah, don't forget to tune in, like, follow, subscribe, do all of the, just listen, just listen. And like, just fuck it. This is fun for us. We're not doing the whole like insane structure. So if you just want something where you can listen to two guys talk about their life, just listen. That's it.
Yeah, man. And so we appreciate it. And guys, appreciate it. Cut to the Chase Podcast. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.